Good evening, Dinda.
Good evening, sir. Hi there.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling grateful to have the opportunity to have an interview with you today.
Great. Welcome to the interview selection of ISMA 2023. Congratulations for proceeding to this stage, ya, Dinda. One step closer to be one of the ISMA 2023 awardees. My name is Haidir. I'm going to be your examiner in this interview. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's begin with the very first and most classic question. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you, sir. Hi dear. My name is Adinda Destifani Zaniar. You can call me Dinda. I'm a computer science student from Diponegoro University. I'm passionate in software engineering, and I also involved in gender equality issues with Plan Indonesia to promoting women's leadership. I currently lead Google Developer Student Clubs in my university because I want to inspire our future female engineers. And that's why I applied for IISMA 2023 to expand my horizons in technology and gender equality issues.
Nice. All right. Thank you very much for that introduction, Dinda. Uh, in your first essay, you mentioned some of your academic and non-academic achievements. But I'm wondering, what is the highest accomplishment you have ever experienced during your undergraduate studies?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think the biggest achievement I have in my undergraduate study is I was the first person who graduated from internship in my class. Let me tell you a story. In my first year of college, I was really struggling about the algorithm and coding. I frustrated to getting my assignment done, and I failed to explain my code to my lecturer. I ashamed with that day because I failed to explain in front of my classmates. So I practiced coding and coding. I experimented with coding by applying in online education platform in Decoding Indonesia and also Coursera. But I'm not stopped with that. I also practicing coding in Hackerrank. This is a website for coders to enhance their coding skills. And I started to notice that I can code. The difference between I'm beginner and I'm full. I'm not full, but I'm just beginner in the technology. So I need time to practice and master it. And when I have the confidence that I can code, I start to apply for an internship at digital marketing company. At the time, my first role when entering the company is a software tester. I created and documented the tests and bugs in the application. But during my free time, I asked my manager to learn about website development. And it was my very first time learn about the whole of the application, not only from the user interface, but also the logic and the back end of the application. And my manager challenged me to create my very first website. It was a search engine website, and from this website, I can graduate from internship and was the very first person in my class to graduate. And why I say that it's the biggest achievement I have, because I can reverse the condition from I felt helpless in informatics or computer science to feel hopeful. And my manager satisfied with my work, and he said that I'm the best and the most professional intern he ever had.
Mhm.
That's all.
Wonderful, Dinda. So from that journey, what lessons or what is one, a meaningful takeaway have you learned from that accomplishment?
I learned that every woman, every girl in computer science need to shift thinking from I don't know how to do it to I want to do it and I will learn by doing it.
Mhm.
But if I said no to my manager when he challenged me to create my very first website, I won't develop my skill in the website development, and I won't graduate from an internship. So I'm really grateful because I brave enough to say yes to my manager, even though I do not really know about how to code. And in fact, coding is a skill and every skill can be mastered with time. So we as a girls in technology just to be brave enough to get the opportunity.
Mhm. Well done. Talking about women and girls in STEM, why do you think women only make up 5% of software engineers worldwide?
Okay, thank you for this interesting question. Why we only have 5% of female in the software engineers worldwide? Because we lack of female role model. We have too few female leaders in the technology. So we do not have female role models, and we almost believe what people saying that boys coding better than girls. And when we do not believe in our ability, we start to think that yeah, maybe boys coding better, so let's do something outside of coding and let's just give up in the software engineering. So I think it's really important to show about the female role model, to show about the female leader in the technology. And it's also the reason why I lead the community technology in my university. I want to show about the power of female in technology by uh, giving them a role model in technology. For example, we already present them about the woman in cloud computing and also the woman in software engineering, and uh, have uh, we already have uh, uh, coordination with one of the startup in Jakarta. And we plan to create a data science learning path. And also we have a mission to present more female role models in technology. I think that's the reason why only 5% of female engineers, because we have too few role models and female leaders in this technology industry.
Wow, yes, that's a very good analysis coming from you, Dinda. Uh, the problem of lacking of women, female role models in STEM. So I assume that is why you want to be you are aspire to be one of the role models for women, Indonesian women in STEM. But I'm wondering, who is your role model in as a female software engineer?
Okay. Did you know about Sheryl Sandberg?
Please tell me.
She was CEO of Facebook or Meta right now. And I really love her book with the title Woman Work Lean In. She tells us about the woman challenges in the workforce. And I quote what she's saying in the paragraph before that. I mentioned women need to shift thinking from I'm not ready to do that and I will learn by doing it. It's her saying and it's motivate me to become brave in the technology field, even though I'm a female and I'm a minority.
Nice, really nice. Next question, yeah, Dinda. The Indonesian, you have to know that the Indonesian government and LPDP are looking for individuals or final candidates who are adaptive for the ISMA program, because adaptability is one of the crucial soft skills to survive in the new environment and make use of any resources available abroad. So, what are your plans and strategies for engaging with the locals and international communities in your uh, destinations?
Okay. I have made some plans about the communities I intend to join in. First, I have contacted Grace Gong. She is the leader of Google Developer Student Clubs in Western University. I show my interest in joining their events like Study Jam and Tech Talks to digging deeper my technology skill and also expand my connection with Western University students who have a passion in technology. And I also interested to have a have a session with her to talk about how she built the GDSC that champions gender diversity. I noticed that GDSC of Western University have more female leaders and more female speakers in their event. So I think it will be good benefit not only for me but also for community in my home university. How can we build a community that support more female in technology? And second, in Western University, they also have Western AI. This is a club of Western University students that focus on artificial intelligence. This is a sexy topic in the 21st century, and it has high demand in Diponegoro University. But unfortunately, right now we can't provide the artificial intelligence learning path. So, by joining the Western AI activities, I hope I will gain insight how Western University students learn artificial intelligence and how I and my team can build the artificial intelligence learning path in my community. And then in Universidad Pompeu Fabra, Spain, this is my other choice for the host universities. I plan to join the Cultura UPF. This is a community support service in the field of culture in Universidad Pompeu Fabra. So in their website, they accept the proposal of activities, including the detail of the activities and also the accommodation required. They usually have event like art exhibition and then music performance. So I have a plan to invite other awardees, show and showcase about the Indonesian traditional dance, especially the Seven Angel dance from Central Java. I inspired by my sister's story that Europeans are very enthusiastic about the Indonesian traditional dance. And lastly, I want to connect my home university with my host university. My home university regularly held public lectures where we invite off-speaker campus, those who came from overseas. And what's more interesting is my host university offer interdisciplinary studies. So it's not only learn about technology, but also how technology affect the legal system and how technology affect the creativity and arts. I interested to talk to my professor about this public lecture in my home university and about the possibility that my professor can have a webinar session in my home university. I think that's all my community to engage with my local and international communities.
Thank you so much for clearing that up from your essay, Dinda. But talking about engaging with the locals or international communities, it's also about networking or collaborations, right? If we're talking about engaging, it's all about networking, having good relation, and how to collaborate with each other. And if we're talking about collaborations, it's not only one-way communication. It's not only you getting benefits for them, right? It's also about them getting benefits from you. So what can you offer uh to those clubs or to those communities? What something can you offer to them so you can have this dialogue, so you can have this discourse with them, so you can get this, benefits or feedback for them? What can you offer to engage or to
Okay, thank you so much
collaborate?
for the following up questions. Okay, so GDSC in my home university already created some collaboration events with other chapter of GDSC in Indonesia. So I want to plan to connect my GDSC in my home university and GDSC of Western University. We can collaborate and create the event. For example, I can invite the speaker from the startup that already connected with the GDSC of the Diponegoro University about data scientists and machine learning application in the startup. So students in the GDSC of Western University can also learn from the speakers from Indonesia. So it will be beneficial not only for the Diponegoro University, but also for Western University.
Okay, that's really nice plan. I hope you can really implement it and realize it and make it possible after if you are selected and after graduating from this program. Next question, Dinda. You mentioned about Seven Angels Dance from Central Java that you are planning to show off in the cultural events in your host universities. Why this traditional dance? Can you show can you really represent and present this Seven Angels dance?
Okay. I have ever experienced train about the seven angel dance with my friends, and I think this is interesting dancing because we have seven angels. It means that we have seven female who dance. So it will be interesting in the showcase that will make Europeans uh attending our events. I think. Uh, I think it's also easier for beginner who are first to the dancing. When I was trained about this dance, I do not have any background in dancing, but I can practice it well with my friends. So I can say that it's beginner for ISMA award is to practice it, and second, it is this is the interesting dance to watch for the Europeans. I think that's all.
Mhm. If this is really a traditional dance from Central Java, Dinda, that you are planning to do with your future awardees, what is actually the story behind it? What is the essence or the value of this dance that can represent Indonesian cultures, to be specific?
Okay. So seven angel dance tell about the seven angels that fall from the heaven to the earth, and they take a bath in a river, but unfortunately one of her stuck in the earth and come back to the heaven because there is a one man that stolen their clothes. And I think the moral story of the story is to become honest, to be the honest people who respect other uh other own other wait respect other owning. So it's also represent Indonesian culture that we honest people. I think that's all.
All right. So the honesty from Indonesian perspectives, yes? Okay, let's
Yeah.
let's continue with the next pillar of ISMA. Yeah, in the third pillar, it's all about problem solving skills. So I want to know what is the biggest hardship in your life?
Okay. In my essays, I already tell you about the challenge I faced in the first year of the college. But let me tell you a different story. In my entire life, I never got rejected. Until last year, I was rejected by ISMA. It was my very first time facing failure and rejection, so it was never easy for me. And I was in a low motivation for weeks, and I can't thinking clearly. I thinking that I'm not talented and I'm not good enough. I can see that I have more possibilities ahead. I stuck in the failure and rejection in front of me. But fortunately, I have interview session with one of students in University of Twente, Netherlands. And he said this to me, maybe last year is not my year to going or study abroad, but it's my year to contribute to my home university. And I start to remember my dream, and I remember that I have a dream I want to, and then I open the Google developer website. But unfortunately, so I click the notify me button. So whenever they open the registration, they will send me an email that registration are open. Answer all of the SI's question.
Wait,
I passed the SI selection, and yeah, uh,
am I
it's
still freezing now?
my internet.
Is it my connection
Oh,
or is it yours?
I think it's mine. But can you hear my voice clearly?
Not really. I'm afraid that your voice is kind of breaking. Do you want to switch your connection first, or shall we continue?
Yeah, I will switch my connection. Please kindly wait.
Yes, take your time, please.
Hello. I hope everything get better right now.
Yes, although your video is a bit loading, but your voice is clear. The last thing that I heard from your story is about after reflecting from your failure last year from ISMA rejection
Mm-hmm.
2022. What else? What happened next?
Uh, did you hear about my story that I have interview with University of 20 student?
Yes. And then what did you do next?
Okay. Okay. I registered in the Google Developers website. So they open for Google Developers Student Club lead application, and I passed the SI selection. And then I had a few session with Indian programmer. And it was my very first time interview that talk about the technical background. So he asked me some question about my previous project in technology, and also what is my mission and why I want to become the leader in my university. And then later, I was selected as the DSC leader in my university. And now I'm currently leading that community or the club. But not only stop with that, I also search for other opportunity after after 2 months or 3 months, I applied for the most outstanding student selection in my faculty. I expect anything, but it turns out that I won as a runner-up as the most outstanding students in my faculty. I'm not only stopped with that, but I also applied for a scholarship in the technology industry. Out of 200, out of 2,000 applicants, I was chosen as the best 10 from all over Indonesia. So I got the scholarships and got opportunity to learn about software development. But I'm not stopped with best 10 position. I give my best in the project. So I was chosen as the best three mentees that helped me to get the position in the company as a product manager intern. So being a product manager intern, it was my dream in the first year of college, especially in the technology industry. So I can say that after got rejected by ISMA, first, I became the GDS leader. Second, I the most outstanding student in my faculty. And third, I get the scholarships and also I can build my career in technology industry.
Mhm.
That's all from me.
So yes, so you that rejection, that failure motivates you to achieve more, right?
Yeah, because I believe that one door is closed,
Mhm.
so it means that I have for the other doors.
Nice. Well done. Hopefully this year is gonna be your destiny to go with ISMA 2023. But I'm wondering,
I
Dinda,
mean,
I've been listening to your achievements, accomplishments in your especially in your academic life. But I'm wondering, is there
mhm.
anything any difficulties or any struggles that you were experiencing in academic life before achieving those accomplishments?
Okay, I think I already mentioned before that I have difficulties in my first year where it is my very first time learn about coding.
Mhm.
So it's difficult to understand about the algorithm and I have errors on my screen. So I have to see from the tutorials online and asking my friend about why my code doesn't compile, why my code doesn't work. And then I try to practice code through hackering. And by practicing, I still I'm still having trouble with coding, but I can do it better. I mean, I just need time to understand the problem and code. And I think coding is something that people can master it with time and with grit. I
I
think
see.
that's all.
Mhm. Uh, and how do you think you can survive in your host universities if you are that slow in learning coding? How can you catch up and keep up in this competitive learning environment in UPF or Western University?
Okay. So this is my tips when I face difficult challenge in the education. So I will doing my assignments yearly, so I have enough time to research more in the internet and also ask my friend when I getting trouble, when I face the challenges. So I think it's also important to have close friends in that host universities, especially local people, because it will help me to asking them about why it is like this, why it's work like this, and how can I improve my understanding in the subject.
Mhm. Nice. Okay, next question, Dinda. If you are selected to be the next awardee of ISMA 2023, how can you maintain your physical and mental health? I've read your essay, but I don't think you have you researched about the weather? Because if you're selected, you're going to be living in a very extreme weather. And what about the food? What about the racism issues and other issues? How can you cope with this culture shock? In your ISMA journey? How can you maintain your health?
Okay, thank you for this question. So based on my sister's story, she have been living in Europe for the last 3 years, especially in French and Spain. And she said that Spain basically hot the same like the city I live in right now, Semarang. But I understand that I will go to Spain in the winter, but the winter in Spain is not really cold where we compare with the French or the other countries in Europe. So it will be around 11 to 20 the weather in the winter season in Spain. So I can say that I can cope with that weather by using the double clothes, for example. And how about the food? Actually, I'm not the fans of rice, so I can adapt with the Europeans food like with mashed potato or with bread. And I also excited to explore more about traditional food in Spain. So it will not be a problem for me even though there are no food with rice. And I think that's all for me. Do you want to following up this
No,
question?
it's crystal clear. My last question is about your chosen universities and your contribution plan. Why did you pick UPF as your first preference, and why Western University as your second choice?
Okay. Why UPF is my first choice because the courses that they offered. First, they offered analytics for social good, where we'll learn about how to transform the data into an insight. And this is also a case study courses where we learn about the applications of data in the environmental, social, healthcare, and social issues application. So we will discuss about how can we help to achieve and expand our impact in the social. And right now, I'm part of environmental startup in Indonesia that focusing on waste management solution. So I'm really excited to discuss with my professor about how can we expand our impact in solution and help to the waste management solution in Indonesia. And it will also help me to finish my thesis since I have a plan to create thesis in dashboard where we focus on creating the data into a dashboard that will help the process of decision making better. And second, I choose uh, the relation between technology and legal system in Spain. For your information, I have taken information modeling course in my home university, and we learn about the effect or the factors that make society accept the technology. For example, the society really like the technology that easy to use and the technology that makes our life easier. So I will know about how technology affect the legal system. It is also related with the acceptance of society in that country. So I hope by learning that it will complete my knowledge in technology and society. And the third and fourth, took I take the courses in gender equality issues. Why? Because I hope when I back to Indonesia, I can share my story to the girls leaders and female youth from all over Indonesia. Because I'm also part of Plan Indonesia. This is an NGO that focuses on gender equality issues. And as an alumni, I became a young mentor to encourage girls find the potential to become the future leaders. So it will be an interesting courses and it's also related my background in gender issues. And I hope I can share my story and knowledge about how gender norms affect our society in the past, in the present, and in the future. This is the reason why I choose UPF in my first choice because the courses that really exciting for me.
Mhm. What about Western University?
Okay. What about Western University? Actually, it will be the same as UPF. The first course that I take in Western University is data science concept, where we also learn about how we transform the data into an insight because I hope I can implement it to solve the waste management solution in Indonesia. And second, I learn about philosophy and artificial intelligence because I want to expand my knowledge in artificial intelligence since it's also the hot topic in the 21st century. And the third, I learn about gender equality and climate change. This is two issues that relate to each other. For your information, in one of the province in Indonesia, in East Nusa Tenggara, women and girls have to walk up to 10 kilometers every single day to fetch the clean water due to the climate change. Because climate change affect more and women and girls. And Fly Indonesia also regularly have events about climate change. We need to take action on climate change since it's also affecting gender equality issues. And last, I think about the discrimination, race, and diversity in America because I want to explore more something that happened in America. That's all for me.
Well done, Dinda. Thank you so much for explaining about your chosen courses in the two chosen universities. But I just want to confirm, Dinda, uh, are you saying that those courses are not available in other host universities beside UPF and Western University?
Okay, I already searched about the courses that offered, and I found out that majority of universities in America offer gender courses. But unfortunately, due to the requirement for the application, I can only choose some universities that accept Duolingo English test. And based on the universities that accept dual instead, there are only two universities that offer not only gender equality issue but also technology courses. And one of them is Western University. So this is the reason why I choose Western because it's offer technology and gender equality course at the same time.
I see. But why didn't you put Western University as the first preference? Because if I'm not mistaken, UPF doesn't offer any gender studies. Am I right?
Oh, sorry, maybe I'm not explaining well in the my answer before. I say that UPM also offers two gender courses. The
Mhm.
first one is art and gender in contemporary Spain. So we learn about how art in contemporary Spain, also the media to promoting about gender issues. And the second is gender, sexuality, and diversity in the past, present, and the future where we learn about how gender norms affect our society and create our society.
Mhm.
That's all.
Last question about the universities that you chose, Dinda. Have you researched about the professors there? Have you found any women software engineers that can be your role models that you can learn with if you are selected?
Okay, thank you for this interesting question. I have researched about the syllabus and also the professor that I will meet in the class, especially in Universidad Pompeu Fabra. And yeah, there is a female role model. She is the professor for the Analytics for Social Good class. And I have watched her video in the YouTube where she explained about the overall program and the expected output of this analytics for social good. And she said that she excited to have a discussion about how can we use the data to transform into insight and expand our impact in many issues like healthcare, education, and also environmental. That's why I'm excited to join her class because one, she's a female, and two, this course is really interesting, and I can implement it back when I'm back to Indonesia.
Mhm. Before I proceed to my last question, Dinda, I just want to ensure uh, all of those courses, all of those curriculum, syllabus, professors, all of those interests that you have found in UPF or Western University, don't you get it in Undip, yeah? Don't you get it in Undip? Haven't you got those classes in Diponegoro University?
Okay, thank you. So based on my experience in the last 3 years in Diponegoro University, we did not have the courses that related to the other issues. For example, in Diponegoro University, in my home department, we only learn about technical things. For example, we learn only about machine learning, but we do not learn about how can we use that machine learning to create the data that make a social impact. And the second is about about legal system and technology. And we do not learn about how technology affect the legal system. So I can say that yeah, it's not provided in Indonesia, especially in my home university at right now.
Okay, that's why I can see the urgency why you have to be selected to go to learn for one semester in one of your chosen universities. Hopefully, it's gonna be your luck this year. Last question, Dinda. After finishing the ISMA 2023 program, what significant knowledge and skills will you obtain from the host university that you have chosen, and how would you use it for?
Okay, thank you. So sure, I will develop skills in the data analytics. I will use this skill to create a dashboard in environmental startup in Indonesia. This dashboard will be used by top management level to create a decision making. For example, how can we invite more users in our application, and how can we answer the problem that faced by individuals in waste management. So I hope by applying my skills in data analytics, I can perform the data that really needed by my company and help the process of decision making. And is it directly also help to solve the waste management solution in Indonesia? And second, I will develop critical thinking since in Spain, especially in UPF, majority of the classes held by group discussion. So I will discuss with my professors about gender issues in Indonesia. And I hope by discussing with my professors and also my classmates, I can share my story back to the Plan Indonesia and to the girls leaders from all over Indonesia about how can we tackle the challenges as a woman and girls leaders, and also how can we support fellow female leaders? I think that's all.
Nice. So it's about climate change and waste management and women empowerment. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
I think the time is over now. Dinda, do you have any questions that you want to ask to the ISMA officials?
Okay, thank you. Maybe this is the last question for me. If you have any feedback for me in the future.
All right, based on your essay and your interview,
Yeah,
the only feedback that I can give you as the interviewer, I believe that it's about your aspiration. I noticed that you have I noticed that you have been achieving so many accomplishments, and you have been doing so many projects, collaborations, and so on so forth. And as a software engineer student, I don't know, I forgot your major, but I feel like your aspirations are a bit too much. Not too much, but it's too wide. You want to solve about climate change. You want to empower women. You want to solve also about the issues of waste management. I think these are the three big aspirations to visionary as a final student. Don't you think? That's why if you are if you can uh, it is really good if you can solve all of them as your aspirations at once or at one time, but I think you may choose one step by step, right, one at the time. So I feel like by doing that, it can be more focused, you can be more focused and and maximal to solve the problem one by one. I think that is the only feedback about your aspirations. Yes. Thank you so much for coming to this interview section, Dinda. I'll see you again, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much, Sir Haider, for the time and availability to interview me. And thank you so much for your feedback and have a nice day.
You too. Yay!
Udah
First,
selesai recordnya.
it's okay, kita record aja sampai kelar. Tapi Dinda, aku pertama-tama meminta maaf. Ini waktunya 42 menit, hampir 42 menit, tidak seperti real interview nanti. Kenapa? Karena awalnya aku kira kayaknya kita 30 menit aja deh, biar seperti aslinya gitu ya. Tapi tadi udah mau 30 menit itu di pertanyaan courses sama universities yang kemungkinan bakal yang bakal kemungkinan dielaborasi gitu. Jadi menurut aku karena ini masih latihan, nggak apa-apa kita overtime. Soalnya kan kita nggak tahu ya possible questions yang kamu bakal dapat nanti gimana.
Yeah, exactly.
Jadi kita coba aja semuanya dengan overtime gitu. Before aku jelasin feedback aku, comments aku, what do you think about your own performance?
Jujur aku nggak expect bisa jawab sampai selesai, apalagi sampai 42 menit. Aku kira tuh cuma 30 menit loh, Kak. Seriously.
42 menit ya.
Jadi new milestone sih bisa interview selama itu.
Tapi menurut kamu puas nggak dengan jawaban kamu?
Puas kecuali satu.
Yang mana?
Yang Seven Angel Dance karena aku bener-bener bingung apa ya learning yang bisa kita dapat dari cerita itu kan. Cerita itu kan maling selendang ya. Jadi aku bingung apa ya pembelajarannya.
Nice. Tapi nggak kelihatan bingung tahu. Aku nggak tahu ya itu ridiculous question atau gimana, tapi aku mau lihat kamu gimana ngehandle unexpected questions. Intinya itu kan. Makanya menurut aku tadi kamu udah bagus banget bisa ngetutupin kebingungan kamu dengan menjawab ada honesty values di situ. Jadi menurut aku selalu harus reflect, Dinda, kamu tuh jawabannya udah apa ya, matternya tuh kontennya udah bagus, tapi kadangkala kamu suka lupa link back kayak, so from this journey I have learned that atau I realized that gitu loh. Jadi kalau bisa di link backkan terus, tapi mostly udah bagus sih. Selain itu semuanya puas ya? Ada konten yang belum kamu sampaikan nggak?
Kalau konten tentang aspirasi dan reason semua udah aku sampaikan sejauh ini.
Oke, terus kamu ada pertanyaan nggak?
Kalau kamu sendiri jadi aku, apa yang akan kamu jawab learning dari Seven Angel Dance?
Karena aku bukan dari Central Java ya, jadi aku nggak ngerti, Dinda. Tapi kalau aku dulu
Tapi nggak pernah dengar cerita itu.
pernah, pernah, pernah. I don't know ya. Aku mungkin bisa bilang dari tarian itu aku bisa nunjukin nggak cuma traditional dances-nya doang, tapi ada traditional outfit. Itu tuh mungkin batik khas Jawa. I don't know apa outfitnya ya. Dan nanti pas diiringi musik. Nah, musik ini kan lagu gamelannya Indonesia gitu. Jadi dengan satu performance
Hmm.
itu tuh bisa
Hmm.
nge-represent Indonesian cultures di banyak aspek. Ada dari musiknya, pakaiannya, eh, terus dari cerita dancesnya itu menceritakan legenda atau
Hmm.
cerita rakyat Indonesia gitu yang suka
Hmm.
diceritakan dari orang tua ke anak-anaknya. Walaupun itu I don't know, is it a true story atau cuma a legend?
Legend, legend.
Nah, makanya jadi Indonesia tuh punya banyak legend stories loh, dan salah satunya ini gitu.
Oh, interesting.
Yang bisa divisualisasikan oleh 7 wanita cantik dari Javanese gitu. Dengan make upnya mungkin pakai apa? Kebaya atau I don't know. You tell me kan, makanya siapa tahu itu ditanyakan.
Oh ya, I
Soalnya kan
see. Ya, pakai kebaya sih sama selendang. Jadi kayak selendangnya digini-giniin kan,
nah, itu kan juga
terbang.
nunjukin budaya Indonesia toh gitu.
Iya, iya.
Dan ini sangat bagus, Dinda, soalnya ini sangat spesifik. Aku banyak banget baca esai anak-anak ISMA tuh terlalu general, kayak dia bilang aku mau nunjukin kebudayaan Indonesia, memperkenalkan lagu daerah, pahlawan lah, cerita rakyat, tapi nggak ada contoh nyatanya, nggak ada contoh konkretnya. Nah, ini sangat-sangat generik dan red flag
Hmm.
dari beasiswa sih. Most beasiswa tuh red flag-nya
Hmm.
generik gitu, dan kamu untungnya tidak generik karena kamu ada spesifik satu aja tapi meaningful karena itu memang kamu asalnya Jawa Tengah. Betul, Jawa
Iya,
Tengah ya.
betul.
Nah,
Iya,
gitu. Jadi bisa riset lagi ya
iya
aspek-aspek.
itu PR ya.
eh, eh, mungkin kalau bisa ditambahin, mungkin ditanyain nanti kan ada acara cultural events ya yang harus kamu lakuin sebagai ISMA Awardees itu. Kalau di berangkatnya September akhir tahun mungkin harus ngadain Sumpah Pemuda ya.
Oh iya, iya.
Oh, bisa lu bilang aja Sumpah Pemuda itu kamu mau nunjukin Seven Angels Dance, terus mau masak apa. Ya, pokoknya kalau mau talking about Indonesian culture harus spesifik. Soalnya culture itu kan banyak
Hmm.
ya. Food, outfit
Hmm.
kah,
Hmm.
dance kah, atau apa, harus spesifik aja sih. Dan nggak apa-apa bawa dari Jawa Tengah gitu, yang kemungkinan bisa dibawa.
Oke, oke. Aku kepikiran sih, kan award di UPF itu banyak, ada sekitar 30-an.
Hmm.
Kalau yang nari itu mungkin katakanlah yang standby di sana ada 10 sampai 15 orang, maka yang lain bisa handle untuk introducing other apa ya, other culture like food for example.
Makanya kayak I don't think you need to think about them ya, tapi think about what you can offer to the table. Ya kan? Kan mereka milih nih, yang ke UPF 20 orang nih siapa ya kira-kira? Ya
Hmm.
yang ada sesuatu yang bisa dibawa lah. Dan kamu jadi gini, angle-nya memang bisa sih, kamu kalau kamu mau nge-brand kamu tuh sebagai leader, manager, kamu mau manage festival Indonesian festivalnya boleh. Tapi menurut aku alangkah lebih baiknya juga kamu harus kasih ini Seven Angels Dance ini bagus sih menurut aku. Kalau itu memang yang kamu
Hmm.
passionate banget dan kamu bisa bawa kostumnya maksudnya, perlengkapannya, musiknya, itu bisa jadi satu authenticity dari kamu yang tipping point bisa ke.
Ya, ya. And the good news adalah kostum itu nggak perlu bawa dari Indo karena sister aku ada di Prancis dan cukup dekat dengan Spain, apalagi di Barcelona. Jadi bisa
Bisa,
untuk kostum itu kayak ya tinggal kirim aja pakai bus gitu.
bisa. Nah, itu tuh di-mention kalau ditanya ya. Itu di-mention, berarti kamu tuh sudah banget, sudah well prepared dan niat banget loh untuk perform di sana gitu. Soalnya nggak
Aku
semua.
rasa aku juga perlu kontak saudaraku sih supaya I have contacted my sister.
Iya gitu,
Hmm.
gitu. Apalagi kalau kata-kata itu tuh powerful banget sih, nunjukin keseriusan kamu, keniatan kamu, gitu. Apalagi ada questions lagi lain nggak? Udah.
Jauh ini yang aku rasa bingung jawab itu sih. Tapi kalau dari mock up interview dari eh, teman-teman itu ada gini nih. Pendidikan di Spain atau di karantina ini kan beda sama Indonesia. Terus apa sih yang bisa kamu prepare?
Hmm,
Aku bingung sih kayak apa yang bisa aku prepare.
hmm. Bedanya apa menurut kamu?
Bedanya adalah sistem pembelajarannya. Kalau di Indonesia kita lebih ke memorizing
Mhm.
dan juga practicing, tapi di technicalnya banget. Kalau aku kan dari IT ya.
Mhm.
Nah, kalau di UPF, walaupun kita bahas tentang data analytics, walaupun tentang IT banget, tapi itu juga ada group discussion-nya, di mana kita discuss untuk solving social issue gitu.
Mhm.
Jadi itu sih
Ya,
perbedaan utama.
itu benar banget sih. Benar banget. Universitas di sana tuh kan nggak cuma lecture ya. Lecture
Hmm.
itu cuma dikasih materi doang, tapi juga ada seminarnya. Seminarnya tuh ya diskusi, small group
Hmm.
discussion atau big group
Hmm.
discussion, ngebahas topik-topik diskusi gitu. Nah, itu gimana cara kamu biar bisa engage gitu kan maksudnya? Kamu bingung di situ.
Mm-mm. Iya, aku bingung jawabnya gimana. Kayak kira-kira apa ya persiapanku supaya emang aku di sana tuh udah mateng dan siap dengan perubahan sistem pendidikan.
Menurut kamu gimana coba? Coba kita brainstorm sekarang.
Oke, menurut aku, well, sepertinya harus prepare untuk baca-baca silabus mereka dulu, supaya aku tahu gambaran besar yang bakal aku pelajari di sana.
Oke,
Seenggaknya aku tahu roadmap aku selama beberapa bulan itu ngapain gitu.
oke.
Kemudian dari Kak Hidir gimana?
Benar-benar. Berarti biar bisa aktif berdiskusi harus prepare sebelumnya jauh-jauh hari. Udah kamu jawab tadi. Makanya aku tadi nanya kan, difficulties kamu tuh apa gitu. Nah, kamu bilang harus persiapan jauh-jauh hari. Nah, sekarang ngomongin persiapan jauh-jauh hari itu, kamu bilang tadi dengan membaca silabus. Terus setelah itu
Setelah
sebenarnya
baca silabus,
nggak cuma membaca silabus ya. Silabus tuh apa sih? Silabus tuh kayak course profile
eh,
doang. Di kelas ngajarin apa sih? Ada berapa
eh,
meeting sih?
eh, eh.
Misalnya ada 16 meeting. 16 dari 16 minggu ada 16 meeting, materinya ini aja. Setelah baca silabus baca apa? Setiap minggunya.
I think baca course material sih. Jadi
Betul.
cari tahu buku yang dipakai sama profesornya apa di sana dan sedikit baca supaya ketika di kelas tuh nggak kosong banget.
Nggak sedikit baca ya. Di sana tuh memang kita dapat reading list, Dinda. Jadi aku nggak tahu kayaknya di Indonesia kayak gitu juga deh. Jadi sebelum kita kelas minggu ini udah di email, ada portalnya memang udah
Enggak,
dikasih.
kalau di Undip.
Oh, nggak ada ya? Nggak ada ya? Ini reading listnya nih. Sebelum kita masuk kelas, ini
Eh,
reading listnya hatamin gitu. Jadi di kelas
hanya beberapa dosen,
Mhm. Banyak dosen.
hanya beberapa dosen yang kayak gitu, yang nyediain reading list kalau di Undip.
Nah itu.
Jadi most of the time sih enggak.
Mhm. Nah bisa tuh kamu bilang itu paling beda tuh itu ya. Makanya kamu harus hatamin reading listnya gitu. Itu sih salah satu, biar bisa aktif kan harus ada isinya dulu kan, biar bisa ikut jawab, berpartisipasi dalam diskusi ya harus hatamin reading listnya. Habis kamu hatamin reading listnya, apa ngapain? Masa cuma baca toh?
Nulis questions yang aku nggak paham untuk di follow up ketika kelas.
Here. Itu that's the answer. Jadi kamu habis baca kan kamu pasti punya ada 50% yang kamu sudah hatam. Oke, ini yang aku tahu. 50%-nya bingung nih. Nah, nanti
Mm-mm.
di kelas 50% yang kamu bingung itu kamu tanya. Dan yang kamu tahu, yang kamu sudah hatam 50%-nya itu kamu untuk jawab pertanyaan dari temanmu atau dari profesornya untuk engage to the discussion.
Oke, I see, I see.
Setelah itu
Wait,
dari
aku lagi nulis nih dari.
sorry multitasking.
Terus kalau udah tahu apa yang ingin ditanya atau didiskusiin di kelas,
Habis itu pasti
hmm,
dapat project. Sorry, habis itu pasti
ya,
dapat tugas. Tugasnya bisa dalam bentuk esai, project, atau presentasi. Terus yang membedakan sama Indonesia biasanya itu ini sih, pengelompokan. kelompok gitu. Bisa individual task atau misalnya kerja kelompok, biasanya kita kan udah di kamu sama ini, kamu sama itu ya. Kalau di sana tuh ya udah bebas.
Eh,
Nah, gimana caranya kamu bisa keep up atau catch up? Kalau mau nyelesain tugas project, presentasi, atau individual essay?
Baik, aku mau klarifikasi dulu. Jadi kalau di luar itu kita dibebasan untuk milih kelompok.
Most likely kayak gitu. Soalnya
Hmm.
the professors do not have the time gitu loh untuk nge-arrange kamu kelompokan sama ini ya. Pilih aja, oke, sekarang aku mau divide satu kelompok 5 orang ya. Cari sendiri gitu.
Hmm. Oke, oke. Berarti it's also important to have a close friend di setiap kelas yang kita ikuti ya, supaya tahu untuk tugas ini kira-kira sama siapa ya yang enak diajak diskusi, yang nyambung dan emang sevisi nih pemikirannya.
Betul. Karena nggak semua kelas kamu nanti dapat kelas sama teman-teman dari Indonesia juga gitu.
Indo
Sekarang
ya.
kamu kayak aku maksa diri ngambil elective course, aku sendirian Indonesia. Jadi harus personal engagement, bisa pakai metode
Hmm.
personal engagement ke teman classmate yang lain. Jadi harus having good relation with classmates biar make friends ya. Jadi kalau kerja kelompok nggak left behind gitu loh. Itu salah satu cara kita untuk bisa ngerjain grup presentation, bisa aktif di grup presentation atau grup project gitu. Kalau
Salah
individu,
satu cara untuk personal engagement itu berani reach out ke orang baru nggak sih?
here being humble, being open, being welcome, uh, being curious gitu ya, smile, sesimpel itu methodsnya. Jangan jaim, nggak usah malu, don't be shy, kita sama-sama belajar gitu-gitu loh. Hmm.
Oke, oke.
Kalau individual essay-nya kalau susah banget gimana? What would you do?
Asking the professor in my host uni kayak karena aku mengalami kesusahan, kira-kira hal yang paling mudah untuk menyelesaikan ini apa langkah-langkahnya, the
Mhm.
best practice-nya lah.
Berarti approach the professors personally.
Iya, karena
Oh,
profesor itu kan mentor kita di host uni itu ya,
betul. Bisa melalui direct meeting
email,
atau email. Terus kalau profesornya nggak suportif, what can you do?
asking help to my friends.
Boleh. Kalau friends-nya nggak sepintar kamu, jauh lebih bodoh gimana? Atau jauh lebih malas?
Oke, jujur, biasanya ketika aku benar-benar mentok dengan tugas kuliah, I don't know what I want to do, I will ask ChatGPT. Karena biasanya ChatGPT tahu kayak langkah apa yang bisa aku lakukan, dan setelah aku dapat breakdown list apa yang bisa aku lakukan, aku mulai deh. Oh, nomor satu aku harus nyari informasi about ini gitu.
Boleh.
Itu sih.
Itu
Boleh nggak sih?
coping mechanism kamu boleh kayak gitu. Betul. Utilizing the useful platforms untuk
Teknologi.
utilizing the useful platforms, digital platforms untuk kalau dalam keadaan kreatif block ya atau apa namanya itu ideas block gitu ya boleh. Tapi kalau aku
Hmm.
sih kalau sesama teman misalnya sama-sama bingung, aku selalu punya mentor, aku selalu punya senior, dan aku selalu punya
Hmm.
eh ini effort untuk mau ke student help center-nya. Jadi eh, aku kemarin datangin student help center-nya, terus ini silakan hubungi senior kamu yang ini atau alumni yang ini atau mentor ini yang sesuai sama jurusan aku. Jadi aku bisa tanya-tanya tentang TESOL ke mereka gitu.
Oh, seniornya berarti lokal students ya?
Betul, jadi yang lebih experience gitu. Kalau sesama teman kan sama-sama